If you're in the market right now for an electric vehicle, you could probably recognize a few of these cars that I have gathered here today. So let's get right into it. The Kia Soul EV second generation, the Kia EV6, the Tesla Model Y, and probably the most popular electric car right now, the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive. Now, if you're like me, you keep on doing the research, checking out numbers, checking out specifications, and so on and so forth. But it's very hard to come by a place where you can actually sit in all these cars and have a proper experience and figure out how it fits you and how it actually makes your life better, if it's practical, does it actually give you the performance you're looking for, and so many other things. So today I'm going to try to answer a couple of those questions that you might have. As you can see, all cars that I have here today, they're all black, which is a funny coincidence, but in terms of consumption and heating and all that kind of stuff, they're all going to perform the same way, because they're going to be driven and tested in the same time. So, when we're going to discuss about the efficiency of each car, there's no doubts that, a white car will be more efficient in the summer than a black car, and so on and so forth. They're all exactly the same. Before we go any further, please support our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Let's take a look at these cars by starting to compare their front trunk space, or frunk. The Tesla Model 3 has an 88-liter frunk, or 3.1 cubic feet, which is quite nice for a car that's so small. The Tesla Model Y has a 117-liter, or 4.1 cubic feet of front space, which is actually impressive considering that this car is actually an all-wheel drive. So it has a motor in the back of the car, and there's one in the front too. Then we have the Kia EV6, which has a laughable 25-liter frunk, or 0.9 cubic feet. It's also an all-wheel drive model, but again, you can see the difference between the Tesla and this Kia. And the Kia Soul EV has pretty much nothing under the bonnet, because this is a car that actually was converted to electric from the gas original model. So unfortunately, it does not offer any storage in the front. Although, considering by the space that there is under the hood, I'm sure Kia could have probably made a box and actually included some sort of storage in there, just to sit on top of the engine. Okay, now let's take a look at the actual trunk space that you have on all these four cars. And we're going to use as a measurement size a well-known travel luggage. So in the Kia Soul EV, let's see how it fits. That's not bad. It's not bad at all, actually. You have quite a bit of space in here. There's space to even put it like this, and it actually fits properly. The door will be able to close properly. So that's actually very good indeed. Now let's move on to the next one, the Kia EV6. So the space on this one is a little bit less than on the Soul, in the sense of like the depth of the actual trunk. However, you can fit easily two of these luggages, whereas in the Soul EV, you're not going to be able to fit that. It will be one of the big ones and maybe two of the small ones. So this one has a bit of space. There's also a little bit of storage underneath here, not too much, but there is something available. And now let's go to the actual big trunks. So in the Model Y, you can fit one of these like this without any problems. And this is actually quite impressive. It can actually fit. Let's see if it fits like this too. Yes, it can. And you still have an immense amount of trunk space. And this being a four-wheel drive car, it's still actually impressive because there's quite a lot of space. And if we pull the covers back out, look at that. That is impressive. Not too bad. Not bad at all, actually. Let's move on to the Model 3, which, it doesn't have the hatch as like the other ones, but it still has a very big trunk. And you can see that this actually fits quite well in here. Although, it seems that the width on the Model Y, it's a little bit bigger, so this one is just gonna sit a little bit crooked, but look at that. That is nice. That is actually quite nice. And if you pull back the cover, not bad, not bad at all. I was actually expecting this to be a little bit higher to put in because it's not a hatch, but look at that. It actually works beautifully. It's actually quite impressive. So out of all these four, I gotta say the Model Y has the most available trunk space, the biggest frunk. Then will be the Tesla Model 3, which is actually impressive too for the size of the car. Then we would have I guess it's a tie between the two Kias because the actual space, it's different. There is space, but it's just differently created. Like in the Kia Soul, you can fit more boxy things, whereas in the EV6, it has to be more on the length that you can fit more stuff. So now let's take a look at the most important part about these cars. How do I fit a 2 meter tall guy or 6'6" in these four electric cars? So let's start with the Model Y. I'm gonna start with the back seat. And this is the seating position for me as if I was driving. So as you can see, I have enough place. I do find a little bit weird that the back seat is a little bit upright. Like I find that I'm leaning a little bit forward, but besides that, it's not really a problem. I have clearance. I can pass my hand on top here, and I gotta say, the glass sunroof, it's really amazing. It's really impressive. Okay, so that being said, let's move on to the front seat. All right, in here, wow, what a world of difference. I mean, there's literally tons of headspace. I don't feel crowded at all. It's really a nice sitting position, and everything feels in the right place. Yeah, that's good. I like it. Okay, so after the Model Y, we're going to go to the Soul EV. This is the second generation model, so it's a little bit different than the first one. Same thing, starting with the back seat, which is, it's good. I like it. The back seat here is actually a little bit tilted towards the back, so it's not that upright as in the Model Y, and it feels a little bit more comfortable. So for a long trip, it's actually, I think it's going to make a difference. I do have a little bit more clearance than in the Model Y, which is kind of interesting because it seems like the Model Y is a little bit taller, but yeah, not bad at all. That's good. And let's see the front seat. Well, this one I have to adjust a little bit because otherwise I wouldn't fit in the back seat. But it feels good. It feels good. The seats are comfortable. Everything, again, like it's very clean. Everything is laid out perfectly. It feels like a very good sitting position. And yeah, I have space. Very nice, very nice. Good job. Yeah. Okay, now let's move on to the Kia EV6. Let's see how this one handles itself. So, as you've seen in my previous videos, this is my sitting position, which means that I have to push my bum all the way back. Otherwise, I'm going to be hitting the front seats. In the back here, it's a little bit tight. Like I can barely pass my hand, but the seats are comfortable. And the cool thing about it is that you can actually recline them even more. I don't suggest that for tall people because you're going to hit the back here, but it's an option. The kids will love it, I'm sure. Now, the front seat. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that feels good. And I gotta say, I do like the two displays here. The sitting position, you feel more low down, like in a sports car type of setup. It's actually very good, and I think on a long cruise, it's actually going to be very, very comfortable. I was a bit skeptical about the seats because they're suede and leather, but so far they seem to be holding up quite well. Yeah, very nice interior indeed. Okay, so now let's go to the car that actually started the EV revolution, in my opinion, and made the EV popular, the Tesla Model 3. Let's see how this one feels inside for a tall guy like me. Um, it's tight. Seat is in the same position as if I would be driving, but as you can see, it's not very comfortable. The actual support for the seats, it's good. Like I like the leather and the way it feels when I sit down. And the back support, it's a little bit better than in the Model Y, but still for my taste, it's too uptight. Like it's too right. Like the angle is too right, and um, a bit of a problem here. There's not really much space. I gotta sit crooked like this if I want to stand up straight. If not, I'll have to go like this, which is really uncomfortable. But I do like this one huge glass panel. It feels nice. Okay. Okay, this is problem. Okay. And the front seat. Okay. It feels comfortable. However, not enough clearance for my knee. I know I'm a particular person. I'm very tall, but you know what? It's gonna feel uncomfortable. But besides that, I have a lot of space. You know, like compared to the back seat, this is really like look at that. I can even fit my palm above my head, and there's no problem. The quality of the materials, absolutely bang on. But I I don't know if I'm gonna be okay with hitting this all the time. But besides that, very nice. I like it. Yeah. Now that you have a better idea about the practicality of these cars, let's talk a little bit more about numbers. So the Tesla Model 3 has 649 liters of total cargo space, including the frunk. That translates to about 22.9 cubic feet. Then the Kia Soul EV has 685 liters of cargo, which translates to about 24.2 cubic feet of space. Obviously, it does not have a frunk, so you know it's just the rear cargo area. The Kia EV6 has a similar charging capacity, 690 liters or 24.4 cubic feet. I'm not even considering the frunk because that's a joke. It's not practical at all. It doesn't help in any shape or form. So, you know, we'll consider just the actual trunk in this comparison. Then we have the winner of the charging capacity, the Tesla Model Y, with a whopping 971 liters of total charging capacity, or 34.3 cubic feet. Because these cars are electric, I had to take them for a little bit of a drive to see how they compare to each other. And I did a course of about 18.1 kilometers. If you looked at my previous videos, you're probably going to be able to see the cars that I tried test drove before on that course. So here's the results that I got from these four cars. The least efficient out of the four is the Kia EV6 with 14.9 kilowatts per 100 kilometers. Um, Next up would be the Tesla Model Y with 13.6 kilowatts per 100 kilometers. So, you know, this is not something unexpected because these two cars have all-wheel drive and it's normal that they will have a higher consumption. The next one on the list, so the second in terms of efficiency would be the Kia Soul EV at 12.6 kilowatts per 100 kilometers. So being a front-wheel drive car, I was expecting a little bit more. And you know what? I gotta say, very impressive. The Tesla Model 3 actually got 11.4 kilowatts per 100 kilometers. And this model is the one with the rear wheel drive, which was actually very, very, very impressive. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or suggestions, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment below.